Alright, let's look at our task description here. So if a limit switch and a bump switch are pressed, turn the LED on. If only a bump switch is pressed, turn the LED off. Okay, we got some pseudocode written out here. So currently, I have it so that if a if a bump switch is pressed, it'll run this code. But based on this task description, I got to change it around. So I want it to say only if a bump switch is pressed and a limit switch is pressed, do I want it to go on. And then if it's just the bump switch pressed, it'll turn off. Okay, so how can I do that? Well, you can do it a number of different ways. One of the ways we can use is an if-else control structure. How we put that in is like the following. So if, and then we're going to look at, we're going to say if a limit switch is pressed, I want you to turn the LED on. Okay, since a limit switch is a center, we need to say if center value, and then what's the center? Okay, it's our limit. That's the thing that I called it. If that's pressed, means it's equal to 1, then I want you to run the following code. And how I can show the computer which code to run is I can say an open curly and a close curly. Okay, and again, it's a little bit unorganized. I organize it up, so I can say if a center value limit switch is equal to 1, I want you to turn the LED on and wait a second. Then what's going to happen here is it's going to exit out of this end curly brace. Well, I got this leftover code where it says turn the LED off. So I have to say else, and then I'll say open, and then add in another closed curly brace, organize. Okay, so if my center value limit switch is equal to 1, I want to turn the LED on, wait a second. It'll see this end curly brace, go back up here to my while, check to see if the bump switch is pressed. It's still pressed. It'll go through here and say, okay, the limit switch is not pressed, so I want to turn the LED off. Wait a second, go back up and check. Okay, so this allows us to go different paths. So it kind of allows us to branch out here and look at different conditions. So in this case, to turn the LED on, I have to have the bump switch and the limit switch pressed. If I want to turn the LED off, I just let go of the limit switch, and now it will say, okay, now go down into here and turn the LED off.